Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's table discussion. Today, we are going to discuss an issue that almost every university student has experienced. Our topic is: should Atmajaya Yogyakarta University continue its 15-minute lateness tolerance policy? This policy allows students to enter class up to 15 minutes after the scheduled starting time without being considered absent. Some people believe this policy is helpful because students often face traffic, congestion, or parking problems. However, others argue that it encourages students to arrive late and negatively affect the learning environment. So today, I'm joined by Mr. Ita and Mr. Garvin. Ita believes the policy should be strict, while Garvin believes the policy should remain with some improvement. So let's begin with Mr. Ita.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Sam. Personally, I believe the university should replace the current policy with a stricter attendance policy. Although the 15-minute tolerance gives students flexibility, I think many students misuse it. Instead of treating those 15 minutes as an emergency allowance, many students begin to think that class actually starts 15 minutes later. Because of this mindset, some students intentionally leave home later, knowing they can still enter the classroom without consequences. Over time, this habit weakens students' discipline and responsibility. Universities should not only teach academic knowledge, but also develop good habits that prepare students for their future careers.
Thank you, Mr. Ita. So I will ask to Mr. Garvin, what's your opinion about this policy?
Thank you, Mr. Samuel. I understand Ito's concern, but I don't completely agree. I think the policy is still important because the transportation around Babarsari and Situran is often difficult. Traffic congestion during the morning can be unpredictable, especially when many students are going to campus at the same time. Besides that, finding a parking space is not always easy. Sometimes students arrive on campus on time, but they still spend several minutes looking for parking. Without this policy, students who actually try their best to be punctual might still be penalized unfairly. For that reason, I think the 15 minutes tolerance gives students a reasonable amount of flexibility.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Garvin. So, I will ask Mr. Ita. Garvin believes the policy protects students from situations beyond their control. So, how would you respond about Mr. Garvin's opinion, Mr. Ita?
Okay, I agree that the traffic and parking area real challenges. However, I don't think they should become reasons to lower academic standards. Traffic around campus happens almost every weekday. Because it is predictable, students can leave home earlier and manage their schedules better. Likewise, parking problems should be solved by improving campus facilities rather than allowing students to arrive late. If the university simply keeps extending flexibility, students may become too dependent on the policy instead of improving their time management skill.
Thank you, Mr. Ita. So, I will ask to Mr. Garvin, what do you think about Mr. Ita's response?
I think Ito makes a good point about personal responsibility. However, I still believe not every late arrival is caused by poor planning. Unexpected situations happen. For example, road accidents, vehicle problems, or unusually heavy traffic can delay students even if they leave home early. If the policy becomes too strict, a student experiencing genuine emergency may feel that the university is being unfair. Therefore, I think flexibility still has value.
Thank you, Mr. Garvin. I think that's an interesting perspective from Mr. Garvin. So, Mr. Ito, bisa disiplin. Are there other negative impacts of this policy?
Yes, definitely. Another major problem is that late arrivals interrupt the learning process. When students enter the classroom after the lecture has already started, they often distract both the lecturer and other students. Sometimes the lecturer has to stop speaking, wait for the students to sit down, or even repeat explanations that were already given. Research by Kraft and Monty Nussbaum found that late students accounted for a significant portion of classroom interruption. Another study by Vukovic also explained that teachers often become frustrated because late students require important information to be repeated. This interruption reduces concentration and affect the learning experience of students who arrive on time. So, the consequences are not only personal but also collective.
Thank you, Mr. Ito. So, Mr. Garvin, what do you think those classroom disrupt are really serious?
I agree that repeat interruptions can reduce learning quality. Students who arrive on time deserve an environment where they can focus without distractions. However, I don't think removing the policy completely is the only solution. Instead, the university could apply the policy more selectively. For example, students who are late repeatedly could receive warnings, while those with genuine emergencies could still be allowed to enter the class. That would make the system fairer for everyone.
Okay, I want to ask to Mr. Ito. What do you think about Mr. Garvin's suggestion?
Okay, actually, I think that's much better alternative than the current system. Right now, every student receives the same 15-minute allowance regardless of the reason. A better policy would encourage accountability. Students should only receive flexibility when they have valid reasons. This approach would reduce unnecessary lateness while still helping students facing exceptional situations.
Okay, I think that's a really good argument from both of you. So one final question for both of you: how does this policy relate to student future careers? Ito, would you like to answer first?
Of course, I believe universities should prepare students for professional life. In most workplaces, punctuality is one of the most basic expectations. Employees are expected to arrive on time because being late can affect teamwork and productivity. If students become accustomed to arriving late during university, they may struggle to adapt after graduation. That's why universities should build professional habits from the beginning.
Silakan.
For me, I agree that punctuality is an important professional skill. However, professionalism also means understanding real life situation and treating people fairly. A balanced policy can teach both responsibility and empathy. Students should be disciplined, but universities should also recognize that genuine emergencies sometimes happen. Therefore, I think improving the current policy is better than removing it completely.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rito and Mr. Garvin, for your thoughtful discussion. Today we'll explore different perspective on YGs. So, 15-minute likeness, tolerance policy. Uh, so, it argued that policy encourages students to develop poor habits, methods classroom learning, and fails to prepare a student for professional expectation. Meanwhile, Garvin argue that the policy provides necessary flexibility for students facing traffic congestions, parking, difficulties, and unexpected emergency. Despite these differences, both participants agree that discipline is important and that the current policy could be improved. So, rather than allowing unlimited flexibility, the university could implement a balanced system that support student facing genuine emergencies while encouraging punctuality and responsibility. In conclusion, uh, attendance policy should not only help students overcome practical challenges, but also prepare them to become responsibility professional in the future. Thank you for listening, and we hope this discussion provides deeper understanding of both sides of this issue. Thank you and have a good night. Bye bye. Bye.